This is Paul Adamson, editor of eSharp magazine, and I'm here with Carola Lemne, the Director General of the Confederation of Swedish Industries. And we're live at Business Europe Day. Well, since you represent Swedish industry, are there particular ways of doing business in Sweden that could be translated to the rest of the European Union?
I think Sweden has, being a very small country for a very long time, realized that free trade, openness is the only way to survive, and have been free trade advocates and have been free in our trade, both in going out and letting others come in. Although that can be difficult at times, you always have this protectionist sort of instinct, it has proven to be truly successful. And I think that is a very important lesson to learn, perhaps especially in these days when there are many voices being raised for protectionism and so forth.
Well, since you mentioned free trade, of course, we have a European Commissioner for Trade who's from Sweden, Cecilia Malmström, and you mentioned on stage just a few minutes ago for you the importance of the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, the so-called TTIP, between the European Union and the United States. Why do you think TTIP is so important?
Well, I think the easy answer is that it's important for wealth and on both sides of the Atlantic, for prosperity for both companies and citizens. But to me it actually goes beyond that. I think it might be perhaps the last chance for the two largest democracies on earth, Europe on one side and US on the other side, to set the standards for what free trade, fairness, openness, good regulation. And I think that is increasingly important in a time when we have extremism on the go, we have protectionism on the go, so it goes far beyond just the trade benefits.
Well, it seems pretty clear that the business world gets TTIP and realizes its importance, as you just suggest. But as you know also, there are many groups out there who are very antagonistic towards TTIP. So therefore, how optimistic are you of there being an agreement in the coming months, say before the end of the Obama presidency?
Well, I have to be optimistic because it's so important. And if we look on Sweden again, we have an interesting situation where we are in total agreement with our labor unions that this is a good thing, and that is definitely not so across Europe. So how did that happen? Well, when facts are on the table instead of myths, and when you really sit down and do your homework and see what is this really about, then the trade unions in Sweden, for instance, have realized, well, this is good for our members too. So we need to get rid of the myths and get down to facts, and if we can do that, I'm optimistic.